Johnny and Justin were two simple Imagineers at Disneyland until they dared to ask the question,
Hey Justin, is Disney diverse?
Huh. Well, Johnny, I'm not.
Oh no, we've angered the mouse!
Stormtroopers, run!
Holy crap, it's a gathering of cookies!
Now, from undisclosed locations within the Disney park, Johnny and Justin record a podcast where they seek to answer the question, is the Disney catalog diverse?
Hey everyone, I'm Johnny.
I'm Justin.
And welcome to Disney+Diversity, where we go through and look at the Disney catalog. We're two big-time Disney fans, and we're going to navigate the catalog, trying to answer the question, is Disney diverse?
Okay, starting off, we got a guest. Yay!
Our first guest!
Our first episode, our first guest! Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Nellie, and I've done podcasts before. Hello!
Yay. Similar to ourselves. What are some of the podcasts you've done?
Graphic Ramblers. There's a bunch of archives. Please check it out. JP's on one of them. Go check that out. Yeah.
Okay, before we move on to the main topic of the episode, I do want to point out currently we are located underneath the Penny Arcade in Main Street. You can hear that right now.
That's what all those coin sounds were.
That's right, correct.
Shit.
That's right. Also, you smell that? That's right. It's fresh candy canes are making right now. It's Christmas.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
Anyway, moving on.
Keep your voices low, though. Those stormtroopers and Goggle Goofies are always near. Okay, I think we're good. Okay.
Okay.
So the other thing that was trending was the show we reviewed today, which is
Darkwing
Duck. Let's get dangerous.
All right. So I'm a big fan.
Say it.
I'm a very big fan of Darkwing Duck. Such a big fan of Darkwing Duck, and I was really ready for this episode. Also, because hilariously, Johnny, I have a thing to talk about with you. Do you recall one of our earliest conversations that you found out that I bought a comic from you at Long Beach Comic-Con many years before we became friends?
This is true.
I love this.
Yeah. By the way, I'm a comic writer, like in real life as well. So yeah.
I read his books. They're really good.
They're really
Oh, thank you. I tried.
They're so good.
And I remember
we are not paid to say that.
No.
You'll get the money later.
No, here's the thing.
Thanks.
I bought your book purely on the look of it and like the take on it. And I went, that's kind of cool. And then I remember you gave me a sticker, which I still have to this day.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah.
So, wow.
Unused, sir.
Oh wow.
I have not I'm not gonna where would I put that?
Yeah.
I totally forgot I was giving out other people's characters. It was like, hey, you want to buy this original idea? You get a gift that's somebody else's idea as well. Thank you.
You made me pick, and I was like, hey, fuck, I'll take Darkwing. He's like, you were like, okay. Who doesn't like Darkwing Duck?
Exactly.
So yeah, I've had this since that day I bought that comic from you.
That's
So
amazing.
The memories.
it's there. And hilariously, we didn't even decide on this episode being first one right away. So it was almost serendipitous that the first episode ended up being this one. So
This is true. It all comes full circle.
all does come full circle. All right, I'll put Darkwing Duck away because we have to talk about Darkwing Duck. Okay, how do you want to start this?
So, all right. So let's talk about like when we first fell in love with like Darkwing Duck. So like when you first saw us kids, like what'd you think of it?
Oh man, I remember seeing the commercial, and I just superhero obsessed. Still superhero obsessed. But I remember seeing the commercial and like just going like, whoa, you got a duck superhero coming on TV?
Yes.
I remember specifically asking my brother, hey Kuya, I'm Filipino by the way, hey Kuya, what does PTET mean? And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, there's a cartoon coming out, but it says it's going to be on this time PT and this time ET. I had to figure out what Pacific Standard Time meant.
Yeah.
Darkwing made you learn.
Darkwing made me learn.
Hell yeah.
How about you two?
Oh my god. I was catching it on the reruns because I was born on the 90s. This was, coming out as I was a itty bitty still, But I think I came across Darkwing Duck because of DuckTales, to be honest.
Sure.
Of course.
That's where I was introduced, and I was like, who is this amazing human being? I mean, Duck. I need this more in my life. And then just went down a deep, deep hole that just never stopped. Nice. So I was just like, hell yeah.
So awesome. For me, always been a comic book fan. And so honestly, like, one of the things that got me like into comics was like Batman, the animated series. Also, like Spider-Man, they made series. So the thing about it was that, like, so I always like love watching cartoons with superheroes. So all of a sudden, when I saw going from DuckTales to this, when I saw like the commercial, I was like, oh shit, is that motherfucker wearing purple? Oh shit! And then it's like see him pop up in the smoke and everything like that with the catchphrases. Let's get dangerous. And then always like the different thing, like I am the thorn in your side that you just can't get out. And, like, so, it was like it was so original, so funny. Like I remember watching the first episode and then like just falling in love with it. Then watching when it came on Saturday mornings and falling more in love with it. I was just like, dude, this is just so awesome. It gave me everything I love, like my cartoons and superheroes, like all mixed in a little neat package.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let's talk a little bit of the history of the show. It did have a kind of an interesting story because it was supposed to be another show altogether.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a spy show. And Tad Stone, the creator of Darkwing Duck, basically found that they had to change the name of the show because basically the folks who own James Bond are like, no.
Like weirdly enough, they copyrighted 00.
Yeah.
So you can never use 00 in anything without like having to pay them to get their permission.
No, exactly. So they went off and they and someone came up with the name of Darkwing Duck, and that's when Tad Stone's like, oh, okay, so kind of like a superhero-y kind of a character, and he went more for the Shadow and Batman type. Specifically the Shadow. There's a lot of the Shadow in Darkwing Duck.
It was weirdly enough, like I totally agree with it, was also they based upon as like Silver Age Flash.
Oh yeah.
So those old Silver Age Flash comics were like Flash's head gets too big or it's Big Flash, right? And all this stuff and everything like that. He was inspired by that. And literally that influenced like a lot of the episodes we get with Darkwing, which is ways like we get Darkwing and his twins or Darkwing in the past, like all this stuff. Shit. He was really taking old Flash storylines and just doing it with like a Batman-esque character.
Yeah. Now,
you just blew my mind. Holy shit.
Yeah. Like, think about this. So, you ready for mine to really be blowing?
Yes.
Reverse Flash, Naked Duck.
Oh, I'm a moron. Even I didn't think of that. Even I didn't put that into my right now.
It's amazing. Shit's amazing. Like, I gotta give credit. He just ran with that shit.
Oh, yeah.
And no one picked up on it. I was like, this is genius.
Yeah.
Now, one of the cool factors I heard about the I am the terror that flaps in the night speech, and I learned this from actually attending ToonCon.
Oh, cool.
ToonCon was an event they had in Pasadena, and basically they had a Darkwing Duck cast and creator reunion. So they had Jim Cummings, who was the voice of Darkwing. They had Terry McGovern, who played Launchpad McQuack. I think Michael Bell, who played Quackerjack, was there, and of course Tad Stone. And Stone brought up the fact that the idea of the I am the terror thing came from, he was going to originally just have a straightforward regular. It was going to be the same thing every episode. And then they did an episode where Launchpad had to be Darkwing. And being Launchpad, because he's a moron, he screwed it up. And then the writers went, hold up, wait a minute. That's kind of funny. And they were like, why don't we have it it'd be different every episode. So they decided to just start writing one different every episode.
Yes.
And they got to the point where Jim Cummings just started coming up the ones on his own.
Oh, so awesome.
That's
so dope. So dope.
And Cummings brought up in the Q&A, he was like, at some point, the script just got to the point where I was reading and went, and then I am the terror, and then Jim will come up with something.
Amazing.
That's awesome. At the same time, my one Jim was like, yo, can I get a writing credit? Can I get a writing credit? I'm doing your job. Can I get a writing credit?
FYI. Okay, so the impact we had as kids with the show, what do you think kind of like stuck around with that? What do you think really made that show really work for us as kids?
I think honestly, like the honesty of it, and honestly, like we got to see something we haven't seen before, which is that relationship between Darkwing and Gosling. Like I remember up until there, like I remember watching DuckTales, and while I love Huey, Dewey, and Louie, like I remember Daisy was just like kind of there. Not Daisy, what's her name on that show?
Webby.
Webby.
Yes.
Like, couldn't even remember her name. I'm sorry, but like up until that point, Webby, and then even on Tailspin, there was Molly, and it was just like the female characters were just like left to the side, putting damsel in distress, just like there, but Gosling was like, "Nah, I'm in your face. I'm doing this shit. I'm quivering quack. Oh shit!" And it was just like she was like getting involved, going out on adventures. Whenever it's a Darkwing, going with him, it was fun to see. Plus, also, it was one of the first times you saw, like, for me anyway, see like a single dad raise like a single daughter. And so like you know, just like growing up in the hood, you see a lot of single parents all the time.
Definitely.
So for me, that was like a connection. Like, oh shit, that's like kind of progressive. I can relate to this even more.
Yeah.
So it was like, so for me, that was dope. I kind of feel like that's what makes it like so long lasting to people. What do you guys think?
Oh, I'm 100% with everything you just said, and also aesthetics. As somebody that used to watch like the Batman animated like cartoon a lot, I was just like, holy fuck, this is yes. More of this, please. Yeah, no, aesthetics. That's the most vivid thing, like his costume and everything, his smoke. I'm just like, yes.
Dude, and the villains too, though, like Megaball, Cracker Jack, the Liquidator. It's like they're all based upon like villains we know, but they're just so original at the same time. Yeah. With their design and funny, their personalities, like you're right, the aesthetics of that just like really like took off of that.
Well, it read like a regular like superhero like animated series.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I'm sorry. All right. That was just like okay. So I've heard they've had drones developed for such an occasion about folks like us, but we're fine. We're fine. Okay, now moving on. No, for me, the show. I think like the cool thing about the show is that it was a comedy, sure. Like it was definitely funny, but it never also didn't seem like they took the humor first and never made it a superhero show. Yeah. So there's just enough superhero stuff that happens to justify it being a superhero show. Yeah. But don't get me wrong, he still like hits a wall and he comes out like a freaking, like a Gordian type. Yeah. Exactly. So we're not too far, but once in a while it's like, especially in the first episode. The first 2 episodes where like they actually kind of hit some of the like, oh wait, did he die in episode 1?
Yes. Oh my god, that first episode. So I mean, we're gonna get to that. So first episode, like I love when he wakes up in the morning and the whole morning routine with the cereal and everything like that, and then always forget about the refrigerator.
Why don't we jump into that right now? Why don't we talk about the first episode of the show?
Okay,
we're not gonna go through every single scene of every episode, but
no. So here's the thing. So as you know, so on this podcast, we'll review stuff. Like we want to like if it's a movie, we'll watch the whole movie. If it's a season, we'll watch the whole season. However, with Darkwing Duck, we're like, hey, let's watch season 1. Wait, it's 62 episodes. Motherfucker, no.
That's just season 1.
Hell, still a no. So no, not at all. But yeah, that first episode starts off with like Darkwing like catching some criminals, goes to the police station. But what's dope about it is that like he's leaving behind signed autographs of himself, which just shows that he's so different from typical superheroes. Like he's a little bit egotistical, which take back. He's a lot egotistical. Which is something you don't see like outside of like Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. And so to see that done on a Disney cartoon was like really fun to see.
Oh, definitely. I like when Gosling gets introduced to his secret lair, and it's just fucking Batman's secret lair. My god. Yes. I saw that and I was like, holy shit, how did I not put 2 and 2 together as a kid?
And also, like, I gotta give props though. Like, we've all like, I love so like he rips off Batman, but at the same time he does his own unique thing where he doesn't live in a building, he doesn't live in a cave. Motherfucker lives on the bridge, and that little tower you always see driving by. And then like, ever since I was a kid, I'm always looking like, Darkwing? Darkwing, is he up there? He's my driver with the motorcycle. I gotta keep looking out.
Actually, it was really that's kind of the cool thing about the show is that because it started pretty early with the Gosling and Darkwing relationship, and really knew that's the heart of the show. Like it actually convincingly made it work. That like Gosling kind of like got really close to him really fast. And he got really attached to her really fast. In a way that doesn't seem like, oh, that's kind of rushed. And it's like, no.
It can happen.
It was authentic. It was really good writing. So if you see the first episode, spoilers. Like, the show's been out for 20 years. Spoilers. But the thing about this was there's this moment where it's like Gosling says like people don't adopt her. She never gets adopted from the home because she's like too a wild child and all these things. And her grandfather used to say like, oh, well, she's just like full of energy, full of life. And then when Darkwing goes, he's like protecting her because she knows the codes possibly to like this thing that Taurus Bulba needs. And so as a protector, he just says like, oh, you're not bad, you're just like full of life. And she's like, oh shit, he gets me. And it was just like that connection right there. It was like it was just so genuine. You're like, oh shit, this does work.
Well, it pulls on your heartstrings, which is endearing beyond belief. Also, that song he sings to her, oh, my heart, I couldn't.
Oh yeah.
The lullaby.
Yes.
That's actually the code.
Yeah. Red, blue, green, purple. Yeah. So dope.
Let me try. Rest your head, little girl blue. Come paint your dreams on your pillow.
Let's move on to the next episode you want to talk about.
Oh, also this first episode, the second episode was like we also get Launchpad and the Quack.
That's true.
Yes.
Sorry. My apologies.
Bruh, we get a Launchpad from DuckTales on the show,
Yeah.
which is like, oh wait, crossover, same universe, blows your mind.
Yeah.
So it's super dope. But what's crazy is though is that Tad Stones, the creator, when this was all first happening, he was like, it's not the same universe. It's not the same universe. It's a multiverse. He just happens to look the same. But what's interesting though is that when they come out with the comics and everything like that now, like over the years, all the rest of the writers are all like, nah, this shit the same.
Yeah.
And so because of that, that's the reason why it's like people have kind of accept now that it is within the same universe.
Right.
Which is the reason why the current DuckTales cartoon, which we'll get to someday, brings in Darkwing Duck themselves.
Yes. Now, Darkwing Duck is back in the current show, and hilariously, Launchpad is still a big fan of Darkwing.
I love that.
Consistent. Okay, so moving on to the next step, after the opening two-parter, what do we got?
So I mean, we can kind of jump around a little bit.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
honestly, let's talk about like his main villain. Let's talk about the Nega Duck.
Yeah.
So we talk about
Yes.
the life in the Negaverse and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Would you guys get a chance to watch this episode?
Yes.
What'd you guys think?
What'd you think?
I actually really enjoyed it. Like, it's been a really long time since I revisited these like episodes that I was like, holy fuck, I forgot about this whole other character. And then his universe where he lives in, where it's like bizarro people versus, I'm just like, oh shit, this is really neat. This is cool. And I'm like, I've seen this done 100 times now, but this holds the fuck up.
Right.
Just that little bit.
No, I agree with you. And what's cool is like, so like for the premise of the episode, Darkwing gets transported to another like Negaverse, like an alternate universe, and it's pretty much where Nega Duck came from, his evil counterpart, and he rules there supreme. But when he gets there, he's like, by accident, he's like, well, fuck this, I'm going to leave. But then all of a sudden, he runs into Gosling.
Yeah.
And that version of Gosling is actually sweet, nice, like really. You're just like, the hell do we have? Do we have the evil version? Like, what's up with Gosling? But what's crazy is though he's getting ready to leave, but she's like, oh, well, you gotta go, Darkwing. He's like, shit, I can't leave her like this. I can't leave her in this world. And that's when he decides like to stay there and help save the world, taking his villains, Bushroot, Megavolt, Liquidator, Crackerjack, and turning them into actual heroes.
Yeah. That was really, really, really cool.
Yeah, it was.
So, what'd you think of it, Jay?
I mean, that's one of those things, like, that right there is, like, one of my favorite things about, like, the Flash comics is, like, when you have the rogues kind of, like, once in a while, you get a rogue who's like, you know what? Never mind, I'm gonna be a good guy.
Yeah.
And that kind of reminded me of that. Actually, it's so funny when you mention the Flash, like, influence, went, oh, yeah, it's right there.
It correlates so much.
Didn't even realize that. No. Let's go on to another episode, because we gotta power through this a little bit.
Okay.
Yo, what would do the Justice Ducks?
Episodes 1 and 2. It was a two-parter. It was a two-parter. So for this episode, it was like, so all of a sudden, Darkwing like is going around fighting crime, and you know it's like, wait, the villains are working together.
Yeah.
And he discovers that they're all being led by Nega Duck. But in the same episode, all of his like hero friends like start popping up and everything like that. So Gizmo Duck shows up.
Yes.
I love that Darkwing really, 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 really hates Gizmo Duck.
Yes.
Like, he just annoys the hell out of him. Because Gizmo Duck is just way better at the job than he is.
Yeah.
But that's funny, that's in this show. In DuckTales, he actually kept screwing up a lot.
Really?
But
He's 2.0.
yeah,
You know.
he's got experience
Duh.
points now.
Just like Launchpad can actually fly planes properly without crashing.
90% of the time now.
Exactly. It was cool because it was the whole Batman-Superman relationship, which you were doing, but it was a lot more fun because it was like Batman actually said the things he actually felt.
There's
I
that.
don't like you. I don't like you at all.
We also got Morgana.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that babe. Oh my goodness.
Someone decided Elvira, but as a duck.
And it worked.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
it worked. Bagels. The fact she had a bit of gray in there, she's an actual like woman. It was just like, dude, this is dope.
Yeah, no, she is attractive. Is that okay to say about a cartoon character?
I mean, people have been saying since Jessica Rabbit, so I think you're good.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
she's
fine.
very attractive.
Let me ask you guys this though. So again, the name of our podcast or show is Disney+Diversity. So now that we've talked about like the history of it, some episodes and whatnot, Okay, let's keep it real.
Okay.
How do you think it holds up watching it again, like in today's world? Like, now that we're like a little bit more wiser about stuff, like how much do you think it holds up now?
Well,
Guess goes first.
yeah.
Oh.
Keep it real. Keep it real. Just say space.
It does not. Guys, it's no. Just the way they talk to women and about women, I'm just like, fam, no, how are you gonna keep that girlfriend? Please don't stop. Yeah.
No, like with the episode of the Justice Ducks and how like Morgana's more preoccupied with making Darkwing happy.
I hated
That kind of was like, ooh, that's
No. And then they keep it real. It's like, so Gosling, like this whole thing, like, pretty much seriously, this shit does not pass the Bechdel test. Like, the thing about this though is that like, because anytime like Gosling's talking to Morgana, they're talking about Darkwing. Yeah. And there might be some few instances here in some other episodes and whatnot, but you're not really seeing like Gosling getting like, you know, like that womanly connection and everything like that with anybody. Like, Gosling's a badass character on her own, but again, like, she's not really like talking to anybody, like developing another female character. And then the other female characters are like, so we got Morgana, who's always like doting over Darkwing.
Yeah.
And then outside of that, we got Binky.
Okay.
Anybody want to explain Binky?
You want to explain?
I'm good.
You could do it.
Binky.
I'm going to show a picture of Binky right here.
Over my face.
Yeah, right.
Please. I would love to.
But you gotta remember, this is a podcast. Subscribing to the people at home.
You can do this. Power through it.
Hold on. Do I have to?
I got you. I'll describe her for you. You told what she's about. Okay. So she wears like a blue dress, yellow hair. She's the wife of his next door neighbor, Herb. Mm-hmm. And how'd you feel about her, Jess?
Very outdated.
It's that typical like woman role in a perfect package for the man's servitude, and I'm like, no. We have such a fucking awesome character, which is Gosling. That's like, I'm wrecking shit. I don't give a fuck, and then you got that right next to it. You were there and then lost me.
Yeah, they kind of dropped the ball, because the thing about this is that if you think about other cartoons, like one of my favorites, which hopefully we'll review someday, the Jackie Chan Adventures.
Yes, so, fucking Jade.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
unless Disney buys Soda, I don't know we will ever get to that one.
They aired on Disney Channel, so we got to talk about it. They get aired on Disney Channel at some point.
Oh, did it?
I think it might have.
I think it had. But
citation needed, but we'll go ahead.
Yeah.
But here's the crazy thing about it. So it's like, but on that show, Jade had a lot of female influence to look up to. Like, it was a woman like named Viper.
Yeah.
And they would run into like other powerful women who would be enemies of Jackie and everything like that. And then they would come around also like talk to Jade, and you saw Jade as a future spy and everything like that. Like, you saw that development there. But here it was just like, we had one powerful female character. Technically two, because we also had what was the Justice Duck's member name, who was from the ocean, who was like named Marita.
Shit, what's her name?
Yeah, Neptunia.
Thank you, Neptunia. But Neptunia's only there for like 2-3 episodes.
Right.
And so with Gosling, is looking like, damn, homie, like, I would love to see like, you know, some more interaction between like you and Morgana. Maybe you have your own adventures and everything like that. Because there's times like Darkwing goes on his like Tusk adventures. Yeah. And he's off doing his own thing. But I would love to see like maybe episode where Gosling Morgana, like Quivering Quack and Morgana go over their own like female empowerment adventure and like do some cool ass shit.
Just using their characters as characters and just being like, oh, these are people. They are humans and have valid opinions.
That's definitely the part of the show where it's like, that's where it's, that time period. Yeah. It is what it is. And I'm not necessarily saying it's okay because it is what it is, but I am pointing out like, you know, but
it's weird though, because it's the 90s, and like low key in the 90s we also got like Batman Beyond, which also had a female rogues gallery as well. Like, I was thinking about the other day, like,
but Batman that was way later after this show.
But it was like what? Because I remember
1999. This is like early 90s. So.
1992.
Yeah, 92.
So 7 years. So 7 years, and a lot of progress being made. But I guess I would have loved this show had done it, because we could have got like an in character. Like, think about, we could have just say Bushroot and make that from the female perspective.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Or taking Megavolt, make that a female perspective.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
making that Bushroot female would have just made
Poison Ivy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or like taking like Quacker Jack and making her female. Cool. We get the first Harley Quinn before like Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Well, actually, no. Harley Quinn's already on the 90s, but yeah, we get that. It would have been fun to see.
It would have.
No, it would. No, I think if they decide to do a full-on rededicated Darkwing Duck reboot.
Yeah.
Which man, oh man, I think the creators of DuckTales are super close to really wanting to do that.
I think they want to do it.
hope
I think
they
they want to do it.
Because I know Gosling's showing up in season 3 of DuckTales.
Oh, shit.
So we're getting there.
Oh, I'm
we're getting
so
there.
excited
You ain't doing
about
Louis
that.
about to catch them hands.
Hell
About to catch them
yeah.
hands. Gosling not to be fucked with. And a modern Gosling, she ain't taking no shit.
She's about
Oh, damn.
fucking wreck those boys.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Fuck.
I cannot wait.
I think it's time to put on the quiz. Master questions.
Okay.
We're ready to do this.
Some
All right.
trivia. What we got?
Here we go. I got 3 here. Pretty simple, but
Mouse almost got us that time.
okay.
Mouse almost got us that time.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Keep it low, guys. Keep it low.
Shit.
Just like,
Oh,
everyone
shit.
chill. We're good. Okay. All right. So first question: which member of the Justice Ducks isn't a duck?
Oh, I got it. Neptunia.
Okay. Now bonus question: who used to be?
The dinosaur.
Yes.
Do you have a name?
I don't have his fucking name, but it's the fucking stomping dinosaur.
Stegmunt.
Yes. Fucking boys.
Wait, you want a hot dog?
It's
like, no, Stegmunt.
I got you cheese. Also, that bugged the shit out of me because during the pilot, what was it? Launchpad kept crashing his car through like different buildings, right?
Yeah.
But how is it that Darkwing Duck's motorcycle just crashes into Mr. Dino there and just gets accordioned? I was like, how? Physics? Disney? Hello?
We're fine. He's fine. Darkwing's fine.
There he is.
Okay. Next question. In the secret origin of Darkwing Duck,
Okay.
where did the rocket ship that had baby Darkwing land?
Oh shit.
I don't know the name of it. It's a.
I'm just going for generalized.
It was a kung fu temple.
Yes. Oh my god.
All right.
Yeah,
That's
no,
It is a
yeah,
Kung Fu
it
temple.
is.
Yeah,
A monastery that's a kung fu temple.
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, with his blind sensei.
I'm so sorry that I reduced like a monastery of Buddhist monks down to it was a kung fu temple. That's what went down there. It was a kung fu temple where we prayed to kung fu and gave people the food. I'm so sorry for that.
First you caught it. Second you apologize. Third we move on. Okay, last question. We kind of touched on this earlier. So originally the show was supposed to be a spy James Bond riff. But who was supposed to originally star in this show?
Ooh. Oh, I think I know.
Fuck.
Donald Duck.
No.
What? It ain't Scrooge. He's close. You can't tell Huey, Dewey, and Louie apart.
Nelly, you want to take a stab?
I don't think it's any of the duck families. I don't think it's a duckling. I think it was somebody else other than that. I don't know. Maybe I'm making shit up at this point. Was it Pikachu?
Is it Pikachu?
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Darkwing!
Alright, fuck me up. Who
Wait,
was it?
Was it the inventor from DuckTales?
No.
I ain't got it. Fucking I ain't know.
Originally, it was supposed to be Launchpad.
Oh,
They
shit.
originally thought about making it a spin-off of Launchpad, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Then it turned into Drake Mallard
Oh, okay.
to become like 00 Duck, which again, as we brought up earlier, the people who own James Bond went, you're not doing it.
I'm just trying can imagine Launchpad as a leading man in something. I'm like, wow, that would get redundant and annoying real fucking quick. Side characters, where you should stay.
Yeah.
Low key, it would have been the equivalent. If they had done that back then, it would have been the modern day equivalent of the Cleveland show. It was like, we don't need this.
Yeah.
We don't need this.
Go into a little bit of Launchpad trivia. Again, I got this from the ToonCon panel.
Okay.
And it was really cool. The guy, Terry McGovern, who played Launchpad, he pointed out the fact that when he read the character sheet for the audition, they said they were going for a Jack Burton type, as in Big Trouble in Little China, Kurt Russell's character. And he went, I could do that. And he begged his agent, get me that audition. And he's like, you want to do this? Yeah, because I get what they're talking about.
Okay.
So apparently that was the early take on Launchpad. It was like Kurt Russell's character in Big Trouble in Little China. It obviously evolved into
guy who crashes into stuff.
Yeah, and the idiot that we see today.
Yeah.
But apparently
lovable idiot.
A lovable idiot. But that was the basis for the character.
He does have a lucky scarf, guys.
That's true.
You know, that makes up for all of it.
Completely forgiven now. Okay.
Okay, so now we move on to the part of the show. So here's the thing. So it's called Disney+Diversity. So here's the thing. We're not going to rate the show and rate how well and how inclusive we actually think it is. So either 1, woke, either 2, waking up, or 3, sleep as shit. So this is the time now we're going to write our ratings and we'll show each other in a moment. Keep your boards hidden. Feel free to decorate, have some fun.
While we're writing our questions down, why don't you go ahead and write in the comments below what other Darkwing Duck moments do you like?
Also, let us know what else you want us to review.
Yes.
Like some other Disney properties or whatnot.
Let's get dangerous.
Write an essay. Dissertation.
No. Master's thesis over here.
Okay, I just had to figure out how I was going to word this.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So we'll show the camera on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Sleep as shit.
Yeah.
Except for Gosling. Shit, girl.
I said waking up says Z. Oh shit, women.
Yeah. See, that's why I left Gosling. I was gonna say just her was like, oh, she woke. She is. Everybody else can suck my bum hole.
I ain't mad you for it. So we want to go down and explain why we gave each one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll start. Yeah, I mean, listen, there's a lot that's great about the show, but at the same time, we're talking about diversity, and we're talking about kind of expanding to a wider audience outside of just what we usually expect. It's 1992. They weren't ready yet.
Yeah.
So we're praising it for a good chunk because of nostalgia and just a lot holds up. But at the same time, it is 2019, 2020, whatever. It's the current times, and it needs to evolve from this.
I agree.
Yeah.
100% female representation was shit. I'm so sorry. Gosling, I love you, but everybody else, all the other women, we can't go too much into race since, they're all animals.
I mean, let's keep it real. Goofy is black.
Yeah.
Which we will get to someday.
But it's one of those, it's a cartoon. They're going to use the stereotype to its fullest for any ethnicity. But, ladies are ladies in any fucking, girls are smart. They're cool. Come on. Use us.
I totally agree with everything you guys are saying. So that's the reason why I was like, this shit ain't woke then. I'm motherfucker. Like we said, it doesn't pass the Bechdel test at all. But there's a reason I was like, oh shit, women. Is because Gosling was just such a badass to me. Like, honestly, in that mode of animation, looking at Molly, Webby, and every other female character I was seeing, Gosling was one of the few characters I saw who was like so unique and so unique and individual. And then she also had her own sidekick, which was her
little bird friend.
I forgot his name right now.
Yeah, but it's like she had her own sidekick and everything like that. She was independent. She did Quivering Quack. She was low-key a moment smarter than Darkwing. Point out, you need to team up with them. You taking these L's. You need to form the Justice Ducks. But again, it was like that was the reason why I came kind of waking up, because I agree with you. Like, female representation is shit, but Gosling is like the one redeeming quality in a way.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I give her credit for being. So honestly, if Gosling's not there, then I'm just like, oh, this shit's just.
Oh yeah, 100%.
In terms of these parameters we're discussing.
Oh yeah,
Exactly,
just
exactly,
those.
exactly.
Other
As a
than
show?
that, I love it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As a show, it's fun. I enjoyed it, everything like that. Like you said, there's cringe-worthy moments where it's just like, oh shit, here's Binky again.
Oh, bitch.
Wow, man, that really stopped us cold, didn't it?
Binky, no!
Binky stopped the whole show.
Binky, get a job! Binky, don't be a housewife!
Please, you got so much more potential.
Come on, like, be a housewife, be like a stay-at-home mom who runs a business on the side.
Start a fucking Etsy shop. I don't give a fuck.
Make candles, something, damn, Binky, something, damn!
I don't care.
Oh, shit. You do not have to make dinner every night. Herb, do something,
Yes.
motherfucker.
Oh.
Hey, you gotta answer you some shit.
Anyway.
So that's our episode for the day. Nellii, where can the people find you?
You can find me as Nellii Bug anywhere. I think on Instagram it's Nellii_bug. And keep an eye out for a podcast coming up soon. I'll pop it up on my Instagram when it's live. So yes.
You can follow me and Justin at Disney+Diversity on Instagram and Twitter. Links will be below and everything like that. Please come and support. You can also find us at our individual Instagrams and Twitter. Me at JohnnyP313.
And Instagram, me is at Justin Quiz, and Twitter at Justin Kiza.
And so again, like we said, on podcasts, please give us 5 stars. Like, leave a comment, tell us why you like the show. On YouTube, please share and subscribe so to keep the content coming. And please give us feedback. Let us know what you'd like to see next.
Yeah.
It's time to go. The crews are coming. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Shit. Oh, God damn it.